Honestly, Nigerian government or Nigeria army is making things difficult. Let's hear what is being said from the Nigerian army. In an internal memo, the Nigeria army has suspended approvals for voluntary retirement requests from soldiers, saying the rate at which applications to quit service was flooding its headquarters lately was disheartening. The directive, which military sources told Premium Times went out late March, said all forms 9B military retirement application documents have been suspended and would no longer be made available to soldiers willing to voluntarily discharge from service. Our men are giving up on the war for many reasons that are not limited to poor equipment supplies and the lack of empathy they keep seeing from their top commanders. A military source who had seen the memo told Premium Times on Sunday the soldiers have been asked over and again to remain in service for the defense of their fatherland, but their hope has been waning. Many of them have been trapped in the northeast for years and they just want to return to their families and look for another career path away from the military. The officer said under strict anonymity to avoid being sanctioned for speaking to reporters about internal military decisions. Already, some troops have protested the decision to block them from seeking voluntary retirement and petitioned the army headquarters. A soldier who voluntarily joined the service without any duress is now being compelled to remain in the service even against his wish, according to an open letter to Chief of Staff Tukur Brutai that has been circulating on WhatsApp groups of military personnel. With all due respect, sir, this is unacceptable. This is coming from Premium Times. So, guys, somebody just told me recently that they lost a family member and what have you. I was just like trying to say they would have the person would have left because I just believe I never even knew that somebody could really leave voluntarily. I never knew because I've just felt that it's a do or die, or if you have entered you know what you are going into, whether by the time you say you are going out maybe it will be charged or it will be regarded as a mutiny or they will charge you with mutiny or whichever way. But because I have never really seen, I don't know if you, because I'm not really used to that, because most times you don't really hear that, oh, I'm just, I'm trying to resign, I just want to leave this army work. Most of the time it's not really rampant. So I just felt that maybe it was something that's, that's been on ground before now. But now that people are, that is, it's possible for you to say you are not doing it again. Because, of course, with all the things that have been happening, because for you to join military, to join police, I don't know. It's it takes patriotism for you to say you want to join because, of course, the remuneration is sorry state. The remuneration is so bad, it's so low, it's not even encouraging at all. Not to talk of the work is between it's between life and death. Anything can happen. We have been hearing from all those major generals who always say, oh, that most of the time their wives once they go out, their wives it's either they have two options for them. It's either their husbands will come back or they will not come back. They always have that mindset. If their husband come back and their husbands come back, they will just like, thank God he has come back. But they already have that mindset that anything could happen. I just, what kind of job is that? What kind of job is that? So they are not well being taken care of. They are not well, they are not being paid well. They are not even not to talk of what is happening now. They've been complaining. I can remember there was a time maybe there was a kind of a leak as well that it's like maybe they wrote to the service chiefs recently. All their allowances, if you even see the allowances, there's nothing to write home about the allowances, and yet they will still slash it. Hey, I was just like, what is now wrong with these people? That's why you see police people, those ones, they take care of themselves. And that's why even these days, the soldiers, they even want to, you see them on the street, which is not supposed to be. They're supposed to be the last resort or the last, they're supposed to be the last people that needs, that will be called upon when, tough things happen. But not that you just see them every now and then, it does not really speak well. But because of the situation, most of them even want to be on the road, and and we know what happens. The southeast people will be able to tell the story better because they know what they are passing through. Because roadblock, just like they've been complaining here and there, what do? They know what they collect from the people. So because of their welfare is not being looked into properly, and they were even accusing the service chiefs that they have slashed a lot of their allowances, and which is not really helping in the first place. Those who are even civil servants, that they have jobs no not involving this security issue, they don't even pay them. How do they even cope? So for their own, on their own, that one is like a double jeopardy, double wahala. Money is not there and your life is at risk. And judging from the fact that they don't even have the right equipment to do the needful. And the next thing, of course, since the government is always they have a repentant, hey, that will be so disastrous. They are recruiting these repentant Boko people into the system. And some of them even complain that the people that they've been fighting now, they are coming back again to work with them. It's not something that that they will be happy with or they will be comfortable with. I think the best thing is for them to leave. You are not telling them that they have to leave. In as much it was not there from the beginning, it was not so from the beginning that you have the right to leave. And you can imagine that is to tell you that it shows that a lot of things, even people who are not even who are not insiders, the general public already know what has been happening in that this thing. For us to be experiencing all this sabotage, you just hear that, oh, the soldiers were ambushed and what have you, and people have been saying there must be an informant, and it will not be far from those people that they even recruited back into the system. How are you sure that these people are they repented genuinely, or they are just trying to patch them? You are forcing them. And one of them confessed one time that if they don't release him, that he's not ready to repent, that the best thing for them is for them to delete him. To delete him. If they don't delete him, that it will cause more problem for the government, and we don't even know what they do about that one. So you want to tell us that the people who are really involved, the soldiers themselves, if the outsiders could be seeing some things, you want to tell me that those who are inside, the soldier themselves, they will not know what is happening? Of course, that is the best thing to do, because when they've seen there are a lot of their colleagues every day going down. They say every day on a daily basis, going down, going down. It's just that they might not be able to say most of the things they experience there. So the person is just for them to quietly leave. I mean, I cannot even have a family member that is into that, and I'll say continue with this kind of the way the government treats them. Equipment they don't have. Corruption has eaten deep, even in the army as well. You are telling them to stay. Why would they not? That is to tell you that the Nigerian army has even failed woefully. For your people to be saying they don't want, the amount of applications you have received showing that they want to leave, and you are saying, oh, it has to be, they have to be there. No, nobody in his right senses will want to stay back in a system that does not even value their lives. Not talk of the lives of the masses. So it is a welcome development. I don't know how they're going to do it, because you cannot force somebody to be working in a place where that's not comfortable or conducive for them. Everything is not working for them, and you expect them to continue. It's not going to work. Someone says, I know they do not by force. I rather join Chadian army where there are no traitors in their midst, which is true. A typical example is just what happened in Chad. See what has been happening, and yet Nigeria could not do anything. And go and check what they have been spending every now and then. Security this, security that, and yet we are not seeing anything. You say you don't want to. The people, Nigerians have been calling you for you to change your service. You said no, you are not going to change them. Now the people are saying no, we want to leave. You say they should still. No, it does not work that way. I hope those people will be able to go, because you can't continue keeping them there. Someone says some people will join army only for the organs to arrange Boko to ambush them and delete them. Why won't the rest apply for resignation? The worst is that when the soldiers risk their lives to catch these Boko people, the same organs will release them. So who is fooling who? Burutai and Buhari, you are a shame and disgrace to Army Wood and African nation. Chadian army is making us proud. Kudos to President Deby of Chad. How will they not apply for voluntary retirement when the Buhari's administration, with its Islamization, is politicizing everything, including the so-called insurgency and terrorism they claim they are fighting? You keep your Hausa Fulani soldiers, but allow Southern soldiers to retire in order not to be killed by Buhari and Brutai boys. Tell me, why won't they want to resign? I pray Nigeria won't get to a stage where nobody will obtain recruitment form. Resign and join your state security group. That's what somebody is saying, advising them. Let everybody protect his people since the center can no longer hold. It is only a southerner who did not know himself that will join the Nigerian army. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Now the Nigerian army is telling them that they cannot leave. They cannot leave voluntarily. And they have to be there. And they have received a lot of applications. In a couple of months now, they've received a lot of applications for people who really want to leave, and they said they cannot leave. So what do you think? Leave your comments below and let's have your